Hey everybody, I am David, and today I want to talk about Star Wars, a solo story. You know what I'm saying. I want to talk about Solo, a Star Wars story, and a specific spoiler that's in the movie. So if you haven't seen Solo and you want to keep everything in the dark for yourself before knowing everything, don't watch this video yet. Go and see the movie first, then come back and we can discuss this little spoiler in the movie. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Darth Maul is in the movie. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I love the movies. I've seen the animated shows. I don't go beyond that. I'm not like the novel. I don't care about reading anymore. I read little things, but not thing like a novel that will take days or weeks or years for me to read. I don't go into the video games too much. I'm not into video games too much anymore. But the shows and the movies I'm totally in on. And Darth Maul, he's one of those characters that a lot of people, including myself, really like. I'm one of the defenders of the prequels. I enjoy the prequels. I think they get a worse rap than they already do. I understand a little bit more for Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. I think Revenge of the Sith is not a masterpiece, but it is definitely one of the best Star Wars movies. It's my second favorite Star Wars movie. Phantom Menace, even though I consider it the weakest of the bunch, not counting the Clone Wars movie. If you do count it, then that one's the worst. But Phantom Menace, definitely the weakest of the live-action films. But one of the best things about it is Darth Maul. And having him appear in this movie, at the end, he appears in a cloaked figure. He's in a hologram, and it's revealed to be him. Apparently, Kira, played by Emilia Clarke, is working for Darth Maul. He's known as Crimson Dawn, a crime lord. Throughout this entire film, they keep mentioning this crime lord, Crimson Dawn, who we don't meet until the end, who is revealed to be him. Building up this crime syndicate, this underground crime organization. And it does set up for some interesting things to go down the road if they decide to tackle this time period again. And personally, I would love to see it. I didn't even think a Darth Maul spin-off would be possible. I think they could do a Darth Maul spin-off from this. Do a real movie about the villain rather than... Because we know where Darth Maul's fate goes. So do a rather movie about a villain rather than a hero. I think that would be an interesting twist for a Star Wars movie. I don't know if they'd go there, but then again, technically wasn't Revenge of the Sith about Anakin... Well, the whole Star Wars prequels about Anakin Skywalker becoming Darth Vader. In this case, we would already have the villain be established. I don't think we need an origin story for Darth Maul. I say just do it as this crime syndicate thing, and doing whatever this whole thing he's building up is. I would love to see something like that. Not have this main character be the hero of the journey. Like, show the bad guy actually succeeding. That's what I think a lot of people really thought was interesting about Infinity War, is because Infinity War was actually about Thanos, who actually won at the end. If they can do a story like that, that would be really amazing. If it's setting up something like an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie or something else, I wouldn't mind that either. More Darth Maul isn't a bad thing. The really cool thing about this is how they brought it together. You could tell it was Ray Park back in this role that he played back in 1999. But he was voiced by Sam Witwer, who voices the character in the Star Wars Clone Wars animated series, which brings me up to date. I should bring people up to date a little bit on how is Darth Maul back? That's a big thing that a lot of people are going to be asking. Darth Maul is back because in the Clone Wars cartoon, it's revealed that he survived his battle with Obi-Wan on Naboo. And he built robotic legs for himself, and he's no longer a Sith Lord. but he still taps into the Force when he needs it, because he's been trained to use it. But he's working more on his own a lot of the times. He had a little bit of his brother's help to bring him back to life. That's right, Darth Maul had a brother. And with his help, he kind of recouped. Yeah, so that's how he's kind of alive. And we know that he survives beyond this point in this movie because we know what his fate turns out to be in Star Wars Rebels. If you watch that show, I won't spoil it for you. It shows how his story concludes in, I think, season 4 of Rebels. So I think this is really cool, and I think a lot of fans think it is too. I'm seeing a lot of people very excited about this one scene alone, and some people even saying that was the highlight of the movie for them. The rest of the movie was okay, or it was good, it was fun, stuff like that. I haven't seen too many people hate the movie so far, so that's, I guess, a good thing. So leave down your comments below. Would you like to see a Darth Maul Star Wars story? Or do you want to see him pop up in other films too that take place around this era? For me, either one is fine. Who knows? For all we know, maybe this could be the Rian Johnson film trilogy that he's planning, or maybe this could be the Game of Thrones creators on what they're doing. We don't know what time frame they're picking from either, so I'm definitely looking forward to it and seeing what they create with the character of Darth Maul. I was reading a interview with one of the Kasdans, one of the writers on the film, and they even said they did leave the door open deliberately so people can now, upcoming films can use the character if they really want to. So now they have reintroduced Darth Maul that, hey, this not only happened in the cartoon, he's alive on the big screen also. So now the general audience now knows that Darth Maul is alive again. And hopefully they don't drop it. They don't just make this a one-time thing. I want to see more Darth Maul, so give me more Darth Maul. And I think Ray Park still has the moves in him to pull off some stunts if he has to. It was cool that they made him look older, because he would be older. It's been more than 20 years since in the timeline. It should be like 20 or 30 years, somewhere between there. So I'm very excited to see what they do with Darth Maul if they bring him back. So leave down your comments below, guys. Like this video if you agree with me. Subscribe to my channel if you're a huge Star Wars fan, because I am too. And we'll hopefully talk more about this if we learn more about it, or if more theories or questions come up. We'll see. So until then, take care.